is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here for the launch of the Halloween kit for 2022. So this is obviously a digital kit. It's in my shop and it's called Horror Halloween, and it's you know, as kind of my more recent kits all are, is in two parts. So you've got your background pages and you've got your ephemera parts of the kit. So it's nice and kind of affordable, and you can just buy the bits that you want. So if you wanted just the background pages, you could buy them. If you wanted just the ephemera, you could buy that. Or of course, you know, you could buy the whole kit. So I'm going to move all these bits and pieces off. I just put them there because I think they look pretty kind of piled up. So I'm going to show you through the background pages first, and then we'll do the ephemera part of the kit. So if I just move this off. Now, I have just printed this on copy paper. It's slightly thicker than copy paper. I think it's 102 GSM, but it's pretty much copy paper. It's not kind of photo quality or anything like that. It's just regular, you know, standard quality paper. So you get, I think it's 16 pages, could be 14, but I think it's 16 pages, background pages. And they are obviously in the most vibrant of shades. So they're kind of predominantly purples, and they've got some kind of reds and greens and things in them. So the theme of the kit obviously is kind of like vintage dolls, and there's also kind of clown jack-in-the-box and things. So, you know, just hopefully a really nice horror type theme. So it would obviously be applicable for not just Halloween, but sort of gothic and just general kind of horror. This is an actual vintage doll image that I, you know, photographed myself, and I've obviously altered it for the kit. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it just looks really horrible and horrific. So you know, that was the look I was going for, so hopefully I've kind of managed to pull it off. We've got this page here with the blood drips, and more blood drips over here. And then here we've got the clown makes his appearance. He's just super horrible, isn't he? I mean, I know lots of people don't really like clowns, so yeah, but that was kind of the point. I wanted to go for, you know, there's as horrible a look as I could. So yeah, the more horrific, the better, really. We've got here again, this lovely, well, yeah, I mean, she is lovely, actually, vintage doll, and she's got some blood splatters and things on her face. So, you know, making her not quite so lovely. And then we've got here the doll in the snow globe, which again, she's got, and I don't know whether you can pick it up there on the camera, kind of blood dripping from her eyes. So, you know, a really nice, in a horrific way, feel to the kit. So then we've got this page here with kind of just some, you know, script kind of page with some cobwebs and things, and a lovely frame and things on there, and some rosebuds. This one here with some blood splatters and, you know, generally kind of some postcards and things. We've got this one here. Again, this is a, you know, vintage doll that I've kind of just photographed and altered her. She's got the red glowing, you know, horror movie kind of eyes with the blood drips coming out of them again. So this was the one that when I showed my daughter, she was just like, no, Mum, I can't look at it. She thought it was so horrible. So yeah, really like this page here. And obviously we've got the blood drips and splatters and things as well on there. Then here we've got, again, that doll with the blood splatters, and then we've got some black sort of shaded background pages. Then we've got this page here. This is probably my favourite page in the whole background pages. So we've got the clown in the jack-in-the-box with some blood dripping out of it and some blood splatters on it, and then surrounded by the, you know, the horror kind of Halloween dolls. So, yep, super love that page. Again, here we've got another vintage doll with some more blood splatters coming down from her face. Or, you know, blood drips coming out from her eyes, perhaps I should say. And she's also had her eyes gouged out, just for really more horrific kind of feel. She's had her eyeballs gouged out, so they're just gone now. Then we've got, obviously, this page, which just makes for a really nice, fun background page. We've got this one, again, for a really nice, fun background page, and this one. So, I mean, you've got quite a few that are sort of plainer, which, you know, are quite handy always for, you know, filling bits in and things. So, those are the background pages. And like I say, they are, you know, one set available for sale. And then we have the ephemera part of the kit. So, I think this has probably come out, yeah, back to front. So, yeah, you have to excuse my my disorder of everything. It's now become very, disorganized. So let me show you the journal cards first. So you've got some pages with journal cards. You've got this page here with obviously, you know, some coordinating journal cards there, lots of the dolls and things. This kind of, you know, well, vintage bride. Yeah, bride from times gone by. Again, with the blood splatters and things. Again, it's been printed with the, or, you know, it's been completed or created with the background ephemera kind of sheet, so that you can cut these with a border. I personally really love the border. I think it just adds to the, you know, the journal cards really. So yeah, that's page 1. We've got this one with, again, some of the clown images, the haunted house, and again, more of the dolls and things. You've got a couple of spiders and some, you know, Halloween labels down there. Then you've got some landscape, you know, ephemera pieces. Now, these have all been printed on, I think this is 200 GSM. So it's slightly thicker than obviously the copy paper that the background pages were printed on. So that is the landscape pages there. Then we've got quite a few pages in this of fussy cuts. So I think you get 9 pages altogether of the, you know, ephemera pieces. So I gave lots of, you know, fussy cut type pieces. And I've put them onto the scripty page so that if you're not a fan of fussy cutting, these could hopefully be torn around and you'd have some, you know, decorative detail in the background. Because I know not everybody likes the fussy cutting, so I thought, well, if I put them onto the scripty paper, if you didn't want to fussy cut, you could just tear around these and actually they would be quite usable. So, you know, lots of gorgeous images there. You've got this one here, which, you know, this one is obviously is on a plain background, so this one would need to be fussy cut, or I mean, you could tear it and then just ink around, you know, either or. But yeah, again, kind of more of the gory kind of, you know, horror dolls. This one here, again, with more of these lovely frames. They're different, you know, all of the images are different. So you've got plenty of bits to play with. I just think these are great. You know, if you have a real variety of like fussy cut pieces and things like that, it gives you scope for making tags, for making clusters, snippet rolls and all of those kinds of things. So, and if I'm truthful, I just didn't know where to stop, to be honest, because they were all looking so gory and I just was so drawn to them all. Then we've got another couple of journal cards here. These are kind of like stacked papers. So, you know, you could kind of tear around these or cut around them, you know, however you like really. And again, with this one here. And yeah, we've got, again, sort of blood splatters and things on there. And then lots of kind of round circles that you could make labels. You could kind of use them as like envelope closure and things like that. You know, again, just lots of things that you can really go wild making kind of snippet rolls and, you know, clusters and things like that. We've got some more kind of label-y journal cards here. So again, this doll with the blood splatters and things. We've got the skull, obviously. And then we've got an empty snow globe. So you could obviously do what you like with that, whether you wanted to kind of put an image in there or, you know, however you wanted to use that. And then here we've just got some banners. Again, just picking up kind of the colours of the kit. And, you know, you've got the like negative image of the cobweb and things like that on there. Again, another one of those big round, you know, tags or labels or, you know, however you want to call that really. And a couple more journal card type bits. This one here. This one, which this is probably my favourite piece from all the fussy cut pieces. I just absolutely love, love, love how that looks. And then you've got some more roses and things as well. So you've got really plenty of bits to play with. And yeah, it's all obviously in the horror for a Halloween theme. So this is one purchase. You get, I think it's 9 pages, and I think you get, if I recall, I think you get the JPG, you know, the JPEG version of the files and PDFs. I can't swear to that, but I'm sure that you do. The only reason that you wouldn't is because, you know, of the limitations on the file size with Etsy. And then the background pages as well. Like I say, I think there's 16. And yeah, it's called Horror Halloween, obviously all in my Etsy shop. So I'm going to clear the desk and then we're going to get on and do a project. I haven't quite decided what project I'm going to do yet, but yep, let's clear the desk and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I'm back. Now, I've got here an Amazon delivery box, and it's a square one. It's not perfectly square as in, you know, height, but it is a sort of square box as far as I can see anyway, this way round. And so I thought it would be quite nice to make a sort of exploding type piece. So I'm not sure quite how I'm going to do this. I haven't really done one of these before, but because I'm feeling inspired by the Jack in the Box kind of theme. So yeah, it's a really nice sturdy cardboard box. So I mean, that's obviously, you know, that's going to help. Obviously I'm not really going to be able to go with the Jack in the Box kind of scenario, I think, unless of course I cut these edges off, and you know, I guess I could attach those together maybe. Yeah, maybe I could do that, and then it would just open one way. Or we could have it kind of an exploding box, like all four of the sides, and have all of our pieces in here. I will probably do, if you saw my Dickensian Christmas project that we made last year with the Christmas kit last year, we did papers from the attic theme. So I'm kind of thinking perhaps do something a bit like that. So we want it to look like it's been, you know, found in a toy shop, or in a, you know, I don't know, an old attic, or, you know, kind of like in the basement or something, full of these horrible, creepy, you know, horror type old toys, if you like. So yeah, I'm just having a look to sort of see how we're going to close this up. So we could have a kind of policy closure wraparound or something like that. The only thing is I'm not sure whether that's going to be that strong holding this. Alternatively, I have got latches. Now let me just see whether they are here or not. Okay, so yeah, I have got some latches which we could maybe have the latches, oops, let's go that way around, like that. To be honest, that would be quite cool. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is keep it as a, you know, a four-way opening, rather than try and be too clever making it, you know, a flap open, because I think I would struggle to do that if I'm truthful. I mean, what I could do is cut these edges off and cut this one off and stick it all together, and then reinforce it by sticking these on the top so as it didn't have the tendency to fold here in the join. Then what would happen is my closure, you know, the latch would have to be kind of here on the edge. I mean, that would be more conventional kind of Jack in the Box style, I suppose. But I'm thinking I would probably not make a very good job of that. So I'm thinking just go for it as a, you know, a four-way kind of opening, because I just think that's going to be, I think, within my limitations of what I can do. So I'm just going to get rid of this piece here with the sellotape. Do I need to? Can't now pick it off very easily. Oh gosh, no, it's just the corrugated stuff underneath. So perhaps I'll leave that on. Let me just glue this back down. Oh, this isn't a good start, is it? Straight away, I've already had to backtrack straight here at the very first hurdle. Right, okay. So yeah, I'm going to just go for that. So I think what I'll do is get covering the box with some of the papers from the kit. So not the ephemera parts, but the background papers. Now, do I want to keep it more neutral? In which case I might need to actually print some more of these. We could go with the blacks, or we could do like two tones. So we could have, you know, one sort of colour going around the sides and one colour going on the top of the box. Let's just have a quick look. So I'm kind of thinking, yeah, go with the neutrals, I think, around the box. So let me just check, have I got all the neutrals? Oh no, still haven't, hold on. Right, so yeah, going to try and cover, I think, in the main with the more neutrally papers. So obviously I'm not trying to match these up or anything like that. I'm just going to go round the whole box, you know, with the neutrally kind of papers. So yeah, if I want to have it there, now I'm just wondering, do I want to go like this, where it's going to then go down the crease? And the only reason I'm thinking that is because, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to make a very neat job of, you know, getting it all to attach. So let me just glue this all together because this has sort of come apart a bit. Okay, so just trying to kind of like get my box to a sturdy starting point, because that's probably, yeah, going to be a good place to start, isn't it? Right, now, obviously, as you can see, this is not wide enough to actually kind of like cover that whole thing. So what I could do is go down. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm thinking I could go down. And then, you know, because we could then cover... Oh, no, look. Would you believe it? That does actually fit right the way across there, or right the way down there. So I'm going to take this in here like that. Okay? Like that. So, and again, I just find it easiest to fold it down and then kind of tear along the folds. So we just tear that down. Oh dear. I'm not making a good job so far, am I? This is going to be a how not to do video by the sounds of things, or by the seams of things. So far, it's a how not to. Right, so yeah, I can kind of glue that one down like that. Now, thinking, what do we want to do? Like, do we want to do that on all of them? I think probably we do. And then I'll kind of have a think about what to do on the corners afterwards. So yeah, I think I'm going to think about the corners afterwards. So I'm just going to place them kind of in there as I cut them down. So, you know, it doesn't matter too much. Like I say, I'm not trying to actually kind of match things up or anything like that. But that being said, this one here, obviously, oh no, I was going to say we could have this way round, so she's facing, but yeah, it doesn't work then. So, right, okay, so I'm probably better off using one of the less patterned pieces. So maybe, maybe this one. Okay, so again, take that round and then just fold it over roughly where that needs to go, like that, okay? So it was just kind of luck that I happened to have this box that was really square. Because, I mean, most boxes that I seem to receive things in, they're actually rectangular. So this just kind of worked out really well. And the only reason I was kind of fancying a square one, really, was because of the jack-in-the-box. Because they're obviously square. Not that this is going to be a jack-in-the-box as such. Well, or at all, even. It's not going to be a jack-in-the-box. But it's kind of going to be loosely, very loosely inspired by a jack-in-the-box. So, yeah, then thinking... that one there. Now obviously these are going to be my side pieces, which are going to be like the top pieces, if you see what I mean. So I might be better off actually reprinting another one of these sheets that's in here, so that at least matches. I think that's what I'm going to do. Right, so this one here, kind of thinking, well, would she... Yeah, so I might have her on this one. So I'm just going to again fold that down and then just tear that. So yeah, okie dokie, right. Okay. Oh, I feel really nervous. I hope I haven't kind of bitten off more than I could chew with this. I can remember feeling this way a bit with those Christmas papers. Right, okay, so that one's going to go there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the film and print off another one of those other sheets that I said that I need for this side, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm back. I have to say this is the next day now for me, but, you know, that's fine. So I'm just checking. I had got this one here printed, and, yeah, this is going to go on this side. So, again, what I need to just do is... oops, put it on the side and kind of roughly fold it down where I need it to be. So yeah, about there. Okay, just then take that down. Okay. There we Okay. So yeah, for me this is the next day, which always is a little bit weird when you come back to something, because I don't know about you guys, but A, I sometimes forget what my plan was, and B, you know, kind of a different day, you might have a different feel for something. So yeah, let's hope that my my feel is going to be sort of the same today. Oh gosh, I've made a horrible job of tearing that down. Yeah, not a good job at all, but still we can just trim that down. So hang on a second. Okay, right. Okay, so I'm going to cover the box. Now, like I said, I'm not too sure how I'm going to kind of quite do the box. Obviously, it's going to be... Oh, I'm now thinking, oh, obviously it's going to be, yeah, naked at the corners. So I'm going to have to kind of like, I don't know, cover them maybe with fabric or something like that. Now I'm just wondering, why did I think, and this is what I mean about coming back the next day, because straight away then you start thinking, oh, why did I think this or think that? Oh, okay, yeah, that's why, because she would then be sideways on, and that would be sideways on. Does that matter? Just going to check that I want to have the papers the way round that I, you know, originally thought, or whether I would prefer them this way or the other way. So let's just check. Yeah, probably that way round. So this is going to be a little bit tricky, actually gluing all these bits and pieces down. I'm actually wondering whether I might be better off with Fabri-Tac. And the only reason I say that is because obviously Fabri-Tac is going to be slightly faster drying, because obviously I'm going round the, you know, round the corners. I don't know whether the fast drying would be kind of beneficial really. Well, let's give it a try and we'll just see how we get on. So right, let's have a look. So was I doing this one here? Oh, excuse me. Or where are we doing it? This way round. Oh, excuse me. Now come along today. I'm now sneezing constantly, so that's not a good start, is it? Right, I think I'm going to do it the other way. So yeah, this way. I can't remember honestly, if I'm truthful, which way round I'd, you know, thought it was going to go yesterday, but yeah. Today, I'm feeling it needs to go this way. So just going to give this a covering with the glue now. The glue's not oozing out super quickly, so yeah, probably. I will probably switch to the Fabri-Tac in a minute. I don't know. We'll see how we get on. That being said, I mean, maybe a slower drying glue would be better because obviously I have got all the corners to go around and things. Now, the only other thing is you can probably see this box is slightly kind of damaged here in these corners. So I just need to obviously, you know, fix those. Otherwise they're going to be, you know, coming up where that paper is. Oh, that doesn't want to go down. So I probably have to go in with the hot glue, I think, you know, to get that to instantly glue down. So, right, what's going on here? Oh gosh, let me unclog my glue a little bit more. This isn't a very good start to the second part, is it, of the video? Right, let me keep my stick pin there because I may need that on a regular basis. Hang on. Right, okay. So just going to put extra on those edges because, you know, obviously I do want it properly stuck down at the edges. So, yeah, and then a bit extra in the middle. So in fact, just a bit extra everywhere. Okay, right. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of glue on there now. Now I'm just going to go in with my hot glue on these bits because it's going to, you know, get that glued down properly and quickly. Don't then have to be holding it. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, right. Oh, Again, I've now forgotten which piece I was thinking. Did I want her this way? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so press her down. Now, probably want to spread that out with my card, I think. So, oh gosh, where's my card now? Oh, my desk's so messy. This isn't going very well, is it? I seem to have come back completely disorganised. I was doing better previously. Hold on. Right, let me try and get a card to use, because otherwise I'm not going to have this necessarily smooshed down, you know, the best. Oh, goodness, where's my card now? Oh, I'm so sorry about this. Honestly, this is just how it goes sometimes, isn't it? You're doing fine, and then you have a break. When you come back, you are not doing quite as fine as you were the first time round. So, right, okay. Got my card. So, smooshing that down like that. Okay. Right, now obviously that's got to go round that fold. So I'm going to press that. Oh no, now look what I've done. Torn the paper. Or, you know, rub the paper away. Oh. This is going to be one of those days, I can just tell. I should have stuck with it yesterday. No, I just ran out of time. I had to go somewhere yesterday. So, yeah, I just ran out of time. Now I've come back, and now it's not going as well as it was yesterday. Okay. So, a good covering here. Again with the glue. Okay, obviously that's gluing over that sellotape, so I just hope that that's going to glue down well on the sellotape. And I'm just going to put some here on the edge here, because I'm not sure that this paper is going to go right to, you know, where it's going to end up on the edge of the box, if that makes sense. So, right, okay, so we've got it now. Press down like that. Okay. And again, just squish that down here. Oh, making such a terrible job of this. It's not going well. Not at all. Right, okay, so that's glued down there. Well, in some ways. Obviously, like I say, I have messed this up, which I'm so cross with myself. You know, why I've done that. It was just because I was pressing it, or, you know, rubbing it too much. Now just rub the paper away. I mean, what an idiot. All right, okay. So I might do this sheet next. And I want them both facing downwards, so, you know, the text is running in the same direction, rather than putting it like in the opposite way, if you see what I mean. So I'm going to put it this way round. So again, just, you know, go around my edges. Oops, okie dokie. Oh my goodness, come on. Okie dokie, right. Okay, again along that edge there. Right, lots of glue in the middle. Okie dokie. Oh, I can't really quite picture how this box is going to turn out, to be honest, other than looking pretty rubbish at the moment, I'm thinking. But, you know, like, hopefully we're going to be able to cover it up and, you know, yeah, I was going to say work some sort of magic, but hey, who knows what kind of magic we're going to be working. It's not looking too brilliant so far. Right, I'm going to push that over there. Now, I probably need to trim it down on this edge. Which I will do afterwards, or just, you know, I might just sand it off, to be honest. Right, so again, fold this down, then we're going to cover this edge. Now I'm just going to take this sticker off if I can, just because again this is another sort of glossy-ish surface, which, oh, it's not really coming off, to be honest. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, it's not really coming off, so I won't bother. Right, okay, more backtracking. Right, we're going to go down here. Now, obviously, as well, you can probably see this box has got these staples on. So they are another sort of, you know, vulnerable point because obviously, you know, they may tear into the paper or, you know, cause the paper to tear. So, you know, things like that, you've just got to be a little bit aware of and, you know, aware that they may be a sort of danger zone, you know, where you're going to possibly potentially, you know, tear your paper or, you know, because they're obviously metal and that is just copy paper. I feel, you know, there's a possibility that I'm going to end up pressing too hard when I press the paper down and yeah, it's going to tear through the paper. So again, just going around on the actual edges of the paper here. Right, okay. So again, squish that down, take my card. Right, now this is going round the corners, so I can press that down around those corners. This one, like I say, I actually need to cut it down. So this is where I'm not very good at all. Well, another place I'm not very good, because it requires a little bit more kind of care. But what I'm going to do is just do that and then snip that there. Okay, so then go in here, put plenty of glue down here. Right, so pressing that down. Okay, I'm being a bit more careful here where, you know, last time I was kind of burnishing that in and then completely tore the paper. Or rubbed the paper away, so I'm just being a little bit more careful. It might just be one of those things that, yeah, perhaps I need to press and, hey, if it rubs it away, it rubs it away. Because otherwise I'm not getting a really good line there. So, yeah. Okay. Right, now this doesn't want to really stick down, so I'm going to go across this with my hot glue. Just because, you know, when it's going around a sort of tricky place, you know, you do want to make sure that's stuck down, don't you? So the hot glue obviously is just giving it that instant stick that it kind of was not getting from the wet glue. So, yeah. Just rub that off. Right, okay, so that side's, I mean, it's looking okay. We won't really know, if I'm truthful, until it's kind of dried, because, you know, that will be kind of the test, really. It's gone around that corner okay. Of course, it's not really kind of had to go around that corner. And I do realise these corners, they're probably going to end up kind of naked, you know, where I'm then going to have to, I don't know, fill them in with fabric or, I don't know, paint or something. Again, haven't quite made a plan as to what I'm going to be filling them with. Right, so these are going to be my top parts. So let's just check. Yeah, it's going to go like that, unless I have them running in the same direction. Oh, I'm not sure now which looks better. The same direction or the opposite direction? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get this one glued down and then hopefully we can decide from there. So again, I've got a bit more damage on the box that I just need to kind of repair before attempting to glue the paper on. So that there. Okay, right. Let's get the glue down. So this bit's got several kind of dented in bits and things like that. I mean, I thought the box was in really good condition, but actually now looking, it has got a few bits where it's not so great. But again, you know, what we're going to do, we can obviously glue the paper down and then, you know, where it needs kind of a bit more help, you know, to look good, we can always cover up or, you know, disguise or something. Well, that's the plan anyway. Hopefully we can. So, yeah. go all across there. Okay, sorry about the noise of the glue on the box. It's probably not the nicest noise, so I do apologise for that. Right. So, yeah, a bit more there on that crease line. To be honest, I probably actually am better off spreading that over the crease, so I think I'll do that. Okay, right. So we will pop this one down here. Okie dokie. It needs to go there. Nope. Nope. Right. Let me just slide it across a bit. Again, it's a little bit too long. So let's just squish that down with the card there. Okay. And then what we want to do here again is obviously then squish it down, you know, the most on the crease. So pop my glue round. Oh my goodness, this is not very good here. Yeah, making a horrible job here. Can't actually even really see because the light's kind of coming in weirdly across the rim. So right, I need to unclog my glue a bit. I haven't been putting my glue in the Sugar Bell bottles for a while now because it had come to the point where I thought, oh, actually, I think the glue's oozing out a bit too much. And then, you know, my pieces are very wrinkly and kind of warped. So I've stopped doing that now. But it's got to be said, they're kind of like between the two that I need. So this is a little bit too small, if you know what I mean. You know, it's not coming out quite enough. And then the Sugar Bell bottles, it's oozing out too much. So yeah, what I need is a kind of happy medium between the two. Right, let's pop my glue around again the edge of the sheet, which is what we've done on that other sides. Okay, again, a bit more here on that crease line. Okay, right, push that down. Right, okay. So again, burnish that down. Right, pull in my wipe. Hopefully the wipe will be maybe a bit kinder to doing that. Right, push that down there. And at the front, okay. Right. Okay, so hopefully that's kind of pressed down quite well. Okay, so again, what I've got here is a bit of a situation where obviously my paper's overlapped, but also I've got this overhanging edge. So I just want to cut that down slightly. It's not overhanging by much actually on this side, but just a little bit. Oops. Okay. Oh my goodness, not making a good job there at all. This looks really, really rough and ready, I have to say, very rubbish. I hope that I'm going to manage to tidy the appearance of this up. Because yes, if you're watching thinking, oh my goodness, she's making such a hash of that. Yeah, I agree. I can't disagree. It's not looking good so far. But I'm hoping that we're going to bring it together and tidy it up at the end. So, right, do we want this way round or this way round? So like flowing the same way or flowing the other way? I think probably the opposite ways. And the only reason I say that really is because otherwise it looks like I should be matching the pattern up. And of course, I'm not. So yeah, I think I'm going to go that way around. Right, does my box need any repairs on this side? No, I don't think so. So let's just quickly cut that down there. Okay, right. Okay, again, let's go in with the glue. So all around those edges. Right, a little bit of a repair job going on there. I know, I just literally that second said, oh no, it doesn't need anything. Oh, it does need a bit of repair in here, I've just spotted. Okay. And a little bit here, I guess. Okay, right. So, more glue. Okie dokie, right. Okay. Plenty of glue yet again. Okay, right. I think that's the biggest thing about covering things like this. You know, you want to have plenty of glue. I mean, not obviously when it's dripping out and then it's, you know, it is warping the whole look and making it just look really wrinkly. But you do want to make sure you've got a really good covering because, you know, you don't want your paper not sticking. So I'm just, again, going to go more over this edge here. And like I did on the last one, I'm just going to kind of smooth that down. So it's got sort of something more concrete to stick onto. So, right, okay. Yep. Okay. Let's glue that down. Yeah. Okay. Right. I've probably got that same problem here with a bit of an overhang, but you know, again, I'm not going to worry about that too much. So let's get it glued down on this side here. And I've got quite a big gap here on this edge, it's got to be said. So yeah, not looking the best. Not looking the best at all. You know, that's fine. Well, hopefully it's going to be fine. So yeah, I've got to be honest, covering boxes and things, I mean, it's one of my sort of nemesises. Yeah, because I do find them very fiddly and I do find it very hard to make a really good job of them. I mean, again, you know, could measure, could cut with a ruler and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just not really how I operate. And to be honest, you know, if ever I've tried to do things like that, you know, even for like those decorative shoe boxes that you maybe have in your house, you know, and I've thought, oh, I'm going to cover them to match my room, you know, if I try and kind of measure and cut, you know, to size according to the measurements, you know, and cut with a, you know, paper trimmer or a knife or something, you know, I don't really make a very good job of it. And so, to be honest, for me, I think what I'm better off doing is accept that actually that's not really my thing. I'm not going to make a very good job of it. In fact, go with the more rusticy look, except it's going to look a bit more rustic, and then try and fill in the corners and things afterwards. And I don't mean fill them in with paper, because of course that would just look awful, but more fill them in perhaps with fabric or, you know, with paint or something like that. You know, that's just my kind of take on it, because I just think, you know, sometimes just better to accept your limitations, isn't it? So I'm just going to cut this from this side. You know, that's not something that I can kind of naturally do, cover like really neatly with precision. So, you know, that's fine. It's not, you know, it's not my strong point. That's fine. We all have our, you know, good things and bad things, don't we? Things that we're kind of better at than others. So, you know, just knowing that and then just working with it in a different way is sometimes all that you need to do, isn't it? So that's our covered box now. So obviously that does look pretty rubbish. I'm hoping that we will make it look good when we actually come to decorate it. I will probably leave the decorating until the end. Now, again, I will probably fill, or, you know, not fill, you know, line the inside. Got to be said, again, that's not going to be, you know, my best work at all. It's going to look pretty rubbish, I imagine. But, you know, hopefully that's going to, you know, just, yeah, be, I'm not saying unnoticeable, but, you know, it's hopefully going to be okay. So I'm just going to cut these borders off, because this was one that, when I just printed that extra sheet, I did discover a couple of other sheets, which I'd printed, obviously, you know, whilst I was still creating the kit. And so these have got bits on the back, you know, things on the back of them. So I'm just going to kind of use these, which are sort of effectively scraps, I suppose. Well, not really scraps, but you know, they were just part of when I was making the kit. So rather than waste them, I'll use some of these to line the inside. And actually, do you know, just as I was cutting that, I suddenly thought, well, do I want to do that, or would I prefer to use some of the very purpley colour inside? Because actually, then what we're going to have is quite a sort of dramatic, you know, I think that would look better, don't you? So yeah, you know, scrap that idea of using the what am I trying to say? Scrap the idea of using the neutrals. I'm going to use the purple because I think it will look very, very, very striking. So yeah, I'm just going to again go around exactly the same, but kind of like on the reverse way, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go around, you know, my edge parts again, just, you know, tearing this down. Oops. I mean, I've even torn into that, so looking even more rubbish, but you know, hopefully that's all fine. So that will go in there like that, and yeah, come on to the next side. So let me just see, oh, have I got any more purple with stuff on the back? Got this one. We might like something like that on the inside. So yeah, perhaps try and keep that for the inside. Okay, so I'm just looking for any purple things with stuff on the back. No, and of course I don't have any more purple with stuff on the back, so that's just typical, isn't it? I didn't actually have as much of that as I thought. Right, so let's do the opposite side. And this one's got the blood drips, so I think that's quite nice to have on here. So yeah, let's just take that here, and again just fold that down across here like that. Okay. Right, so squish that down. Now it's got to be said, covering the inside, I'm probably going to make even more of a terrible job than I did on the outside, because it's going to be slightly more difficult to even get to. So yeah, if you thought that I made a pretty rubbish job of the outside, the inside's probably going to look even worse, but never mind. Never mind. It's all going to hopefully look fine by the end. And that's just what I need to cling on to, is hopefully by the end, it's all going to come together and look great. Right. I mean, it's such a shame that this box is slightly wider than the you know, using the sheets portrait, because that would have been so ideal if I needn't have actually been taking these down, but instead they would have just fitted portrait. I mean, that would have just been a dream, to be honest. So, but hey, they're not. So yeah, no point talking about that. Right, let's just tear this down. Okay, so just the other side left to go. So this side here. I don't think I've now got any more plain purple. Have I? No. Oh, now I'm going to have to print off some more plain purple, would you believe? I mean, oh my goodness. Unless we have some with the clowns coming in on the other side. I mean, that's perhaps a little bit weird, isn't it? Suddenly have a clowny one. What do we think? Let me just have a look and see, like if I was opening this, if that looked really odd. Well, unless we have the clown paper that side. I mean, I'm just being sort of lazy, really, trying to use the paper that I've got printed. So yeah, I mean, if at all can use the clown, then, you know, the clown paper, then that's kind of, yeah, just good use of paper, isn't it? Instead of potentially, you know, wasting it. So, right. And like I say, I mean, I'm actually not too sure even what we're going to be putting in the box. I mean, I think I talked about earlier on in the video, i.e. yesterday for me, which now I can't remember what I talked about. I think talked about potentially doing like a sort of, you know, from the attic papers again, a bit like we did at Christmas. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe we will do that. Yeah, I'm undecided, but yeah, perhaps that would be a good thing to do. Right, okay, so these ones there, this one here. So, right, let's just see how we're going to do this. Not very well, I suspect. Okay, right, so that's going to go in there, and it will just about squish into those corners and down there. So, oops, I think probably what I want to do is cover the whole thing with glue. So, oops, let me take the box out of the way because the box is, yeah, if I put it just to the side of my desk, it's going to block all the light out and you're not going to be able to see really what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go, oops, round here, like that, okay. Okie dokie. So plenty of glue now. And I might put some glue onto the box itself as well. So I just thought, because the inside is slightly tricky to get to, I thought it might be beneficial to actually do it, you know, apply the glue to the paper in the first instance. So yeah, but actually I might go back to the to the box and put some glue on the box as well. So okay. So, and obviously, you know, you can see this, you know, was where I was obviously printing it. So this is my autumn blush kit that's now on the underside. But that's fine, we're not going to see that. So yeah, right, let's get rid of the glue from the desk. So we want this running down the side. So what I'm going to do now is just put some extra glue here, running it around the edge of the box. Well, you know, the edge of that flap. Okay. Like that. Right. Lots and lots, again, where the crease is, you know, for the flap. Like that. Okay. And lots here in the corner. Again, you know, this is just where your vulnerable points are, i.e. the corners, the flap fold. You know, you just want to kind of make sure that you're really kind of like, you know, where there's any vulnerable points, put in extra glue. So I'm putting some glue down here at the bottom. Oops, like that. Okay, right. Okay, let's bring this in. Okay, right, pop that down. Like that. Now this obviously needs to squish down like that. Now this is where I need to be exceptionally careful to try not to tear it like I did the other sheet. Where's my card? Oh no, I've lost my card again. Not cardigan. It sounded a bit like I said cardigan. I didn't. I said card again. Oh gosh, I've already stuck that down weirdly. Right, so press that down. Only I can see my card somewhere. It's obviously here, but yeah, obviously, you know, it's now got buried under some other stuff, which is annoying because, oh, there we go. Of course, the card would be sort of handy. Right, okay, so again, where that fold is, now I'm going to press it down a bit like if you were wallpapering, kind of there. So flatten it down there and then into that corner. So like that. Okay, so we've got the fold at the bottom. I mean, not that that's going to be a foldy piece, if you see what I mean. Now this is going to be folding here this way. So I need to kind of make sure that that's going to be okay when this is folded in. Oh, it's not. Right. So squish that. Now, oh, this is not going well. Okay, let me just press that down. So it's actually quite wrinkly now, because obviously this is going to be folded this way. So it's like the opposite of when we did the other side. Okay, right, let's just squish that down there. Okay. So yeah, let's just... Right, it's just wing and a prayer. You know, I'm just hoping for the best really here. I'm just hoping it's going to be, you know, be okay. Right, so that's that side. Now I think what I'll do is do the facing side. So this side, and then we'll do these two flaps. So again, just going to go on with the paper first. Or not on, but you know, glue the paper first. So let me just unclog this slightly more. Oh, what have I done with the stick pin now? Right, okay. Okay, right. Okay. Down that side. Oops, down that side. Okay. Right, again, plenty of glue all over. Right. So glue all over there. Right, okay. And then move this to one side and bring my box back in, and then pop more glue, you know, around the edges here, you know, all the vulnerable points. So glue here on these edges, oops, like that. Glue here on the fold, again, lots of glue there. Glue here in these corners. And glue here at the bottom. Oh my goodness, I'm standing up and I'm literally on tiptoes to try and reach in to be able to put this here. So yeah, sorry about my weird filming angle, but it's quite hard to obviously be filming this, you know, and keeping it in view. So hopefully it stayed in view. Right, again, just rub that in over that. Over that fold point. Right, okay, now I'm going to try and make, you know, make a better job of this than the other side. So squish this down. Right, now squish this into here, but I'm going to fold it now and try and squish it with it folded. You see what I mean? Because yeah, definitely I kind of need to have it squished in the fold. Oops, this one's not really gone around the corners, to be honest, and that's, you know, that's fine. Right, so let's just see. Oh, this is so much harder than I expected. Well, I mean, it's not, to be honest. Like I say, I actually really do not like covering boxes at all, because this is generally my experience with them. They are not easy to cover, you know, because you're just going to get these lumps and bumps. Right, let me just press that down. Press it down really well whilst it's folded, because like I say, that's where it's going to be folded, like that. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that's, you know, pressed down well. Did I spread that glue much here? I'm not sure that I did, so spread that a bit out there as well. Okay, right, then, okay, oh my goodness, feeling kind of like exhausted, nervous exhaustion, I think. Right, so it's going to be this way round. We now want our, were we having our clowns this side? So yeah, let's have our clowns this side. Okay, I can't tell you, I'm going to be so relieved when this whole box is covered because, yeah, I'm not enjoying covering it. Can't wait to just work on the stuff that's going to go in the box. Right, okay. So again, go all around the edges. And I'm so sorry if this is just absolutely boring as anything. You know, I'm always torn. Do I switch the camera off for the boring bits and do them off camera? But I know that when I'm watching videos, and I know I've said this lots of times before, you know, I always feel frustrated when people have then switched it off, because often then I miss, or, you know, they don't film the very bit that I wanted to see, which is, you know, maybe how to kind of like do the folded bits. Not that I've made a good job. I'm not saying I've made a good job, but, you know, that's in itself would be nice to see if I watch someone else that they also weren't making a good job, that it's not just me. So, you know, I'm filming it because warts and all, you know, hopefully is helpful for you to see every part of the process, rather than just, you know, me switch the camera off and then say, ta-da, you know, it's covered now. Because, you know, that's not really, well, I don't think that's necessarily, you know, the helpful bits to see, if you see what I mean. Because, you know, I'm just always left there wondering and thinking, oh, well, I wonder how you did that part, you know, how did that go? You know, when I do that, it's just always awful, you know. So actually then seeing, oh, look, it was awful when they did it as well. I just find slightly encouraging, you know, to know that it's actually awful for everybody, not just me. Right, now I've got a lumpy bumpy bit here where obviously the box is kind of like stapled together. So obviously that's going to disrupt how this is laying. So, yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate. There's nothing really that, you know, it can't be helped. That's just how it is. Okay, right. And a bit of glue again in those corners. And in there. Again, this is those other bit of that metal staple. So, you know, that just feels like it is a vulnerable point, isn't it? So, right, okay, let's now smoosh this down here over the fold. Right, let's put my piece of paper in. Okay, I mean, actually, maybe I should have used wallpaper paste to put this down. Haven't ever tried that on normal paper, but maybe that would have been, you know, I don't know, maybe it would have been easier. Right, again, squish that into that corner and into the bottom. Now, this here is obviously the fold. Now, obviously, like I say, I've got that raised part with the staples, which is, you know, unfortunate, but just going to kind of do it as best I can. So, like that. And again, when it opens is where, whoops, or when it closes, sorry, is where the actual fold needs to be. So, oh my goodness, this has been the worst sheet I've done so far. Yeah, so that's just a bit like when you're wallpapering and you move it. Let's just see if we can kind of make a better job now. Okay, so yeah, and then just burnish it down here with it closed, because like I say, that's how it's going to spend most of its time, is closed. And that's the vulnerable point here, where this was kind of like when it's open, if you see what I mean. So, right, okay. Oh, I can't wait to finish this. It's not my thing. Okay, right. Let me know below, what do you think? How do you get on covering boxes? Because, I mean, some people I watch do them and they're brilliant. They make just such a neat job. They're really good at it, you know. How do you guys find it? Okay, so last bit. We are now on the home stretch, we hope anyway. So let's take this sheet here. And this was the one with the blood drips that we wanted to have on this side, wasn't it? So yeah, we're going to put that one there. Now also just noticed this here coming away. So it's just where kind of obviously it's not laying flush with the rest of the thing. So I'll just put some hot glue there to clamp that closed nice and quickly. Right, okay. Oops, sorry, keep dragging in clusters that are laying about on my desk. Honestly, my desk's so shocking at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to have to obviously do something about that, I think, soon. So yeah, we might have another, as the lovely Laura suggested, Laura Vasquez. So she suggested doing another X-Pile. So we might do that soon because, yeah, it's looking pretty awful on my desk so far. So yeah, we might have that coming up. I've just got a few sort of projects that I need to kind of get on top of and finish. And then perhaps we could, you know, do something like that. So, right. And if you don't know what the X-Piles was, maybe you're new to my channel. It was just a kind of like, I think it was 7 days, but it could have even turned into 10 actually, of, yeah, getting rid of the piles from my desk basically. So hence the name X-Piles. Must be a bit of a play on the X-Files there. Yeah, so I'm sure that most of us have scenarios where our desks are not looking too great a lot of the time. Right, okay, so this one here, can't wait to get this on. Right, let's just again burnish this down with the card, obviously right down to the bottom. This one is going into the corner slightly. Now, again, really kind of pressing that in there. Go up a little bit. And then, again, burnish this where that fold is. So, obviously, that means I have a bit of wrinkling going on here, but hopefully that's fine. You know, and to be honest, it's one of those things that once it's all done, it's hopefully not really going to be showing up anyway. You know, because hopefully there's going to be so much other stuff going on. No one's really going to notice if there's a bit of a, you know, a pocket of bubbling or something, or wrinkling. Okay, right. Has that gone down is the question. I think it has. Okay, right. Press that down. Okay, thank goodness that's done, because my goodness, I did not enjoy covering that box. So all we've got now is obviously the bottom, and the bottom we talked about putting this piece in, didn't we? So yeah, hopefully this will just literally slot in. And because those other papers have kind of gone, you know, down, you know, around the edge basically a little bit, then this will slot in, but there won't be box showing because we've got obviously these edge pieces of paper, if that makes sense. So let's just squish this down again so that I can just tear this little strip off. This has got my precious pups papers on the back. So yeah, more just kind of where I was making it. So right, let's just tear that down. Okay. Now, yeah, we can just slot that straight into there, which just, you know, it looks fine, doesn't it? It's kind of tidying up that whole box. So let's get the glue on here. So again, just going to make sure I've got a good free flow of glue coming out. Okay. Oh. I feel like it was free flowing more than it is now. Right, here we go. So yeah, down those edges, down there, here, whoops, like that. Right. So yeah, I have to obviously have a bit of a think really about what types of things we're going to have in the box. I don't know whether to have, you know, just things from the attic, kind of like the papers that we did sort of at Christmas time. Or, you know, do we include a journal? I'm not sure. I'll have to have a bit of a think before doing the next video. So yeah, we will probably call it quits now with the covering of the box. I feel like it's taken it out of me significantly. I need a bit of a breather now. Oh, yeah, stressful video this was. Okay, so press that down with my wipe, and then where's my spreader? Here we go. Again, just press that down here with the glue spreader. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. Got there in the end. So eventually we have now covered the whole box. Yeah, I'm not saying I've made a great job of it. I love how it's springing open though. Well, I mean, it's not really springing open, but you know, I love that kind of whole, oh, ta-da, you know, kind of thing to it. You know, of course we're going to be decorating the box up. We're not going to be, you know, leaving it. So anywhere where it's looking pretty tatty, what I will probably do is go round the edges with either some sandpaper, or I've got these big chunky nail files which work quite well for this type of thing, and then get rid of all those kind of excess bits of paper that, you know, didn't kind of lay flat or, you know, just kind of go in. So yeah, we'll probably do that again. You know, we might do that on video later, we might not, and I won't be probably decorating the box until a bit further in, once I've decided what's going to go in the box. So yeah, we will come back and tidy the box up, you know, at the point when we're going to actually decorate the box. So yeah, I hope that you like it. Hope you thought it was a good start. And yeah, I hope that you feel inspired. Like I say, the kit itself, Horror Halloween, I really hope that you like it. I can't tell you how excited I have been to play with this, and I've had to wait for my ink to arrive and things to be able to even print it out. So yeah, hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun with these, you know, gory, horrible, yeah, Halloween-y kind of images. So yeah, I hope that you like it, and you know, do head over to my shop obviously if you would like to get some of the papers, and you know, just pushing yourself sometimes out of your comfort zone, doing something completely different. Weirdly, Halloween, not necessarily my kind of bag normally, but every year that I've done a Halloween project, I have loved it so much, you know, kind of because it's not my normal type of thing, because it's pushed me so far out of my comfort zone. They've actually turned out to be my favourite projects, or, you know, one of my favourite projects. So yeah, I hope that you like it, and thank you so much for watching, and we will be back to do some bits to go in the box, which, like I say, I just need to decide what we're going to do. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.